Hi, my name is Kent Cordry and I'm talking to you from the GeoInsight facility in southern New Mexico. We're actually down here located within a series of pecan groves, and we moved out here about 3 years ago. We're on an acre of land, and besides being a real pleasant place to work, it enabled us to do something we've been wanting to do for a long time, and that is install test wells on the facility. And what we did is about 3 months after we moved in here, we brought a drill rig out and installed 2 sets of test wells. The first one is the one I'm standing by here. The other one is around the corner, and we'll show it to you in a second. The advantage of having this outside of actually probably outweighs our location, and the fact that we can rapidly test new products, or as a customer, if you have questions about fill rates, sample volume, whether or not this is going to work in a 2, 4, 3-inch well, we can rapidly test those in the field, typically get back to you in the same day or the following day. So a lot of times we have customers coming in and wanting to try to do something very specialized. We can assemble it in the shop right next door here, come out and try it that same day or maybe within an hour or two. Now the well that we've got here is originally installed as a single 4-inch diameter well, and what we found as time went on, that the amount of 4-inch experimentation we were doing was far outweighed by 2-inch. So what we ended up doing, we still pull this out. We have a temporary 2-inch well installed inside the 4-inch well, and I might add all these wells are about 45 feet deep. The reason we went to a 2-inch in here is because most of our encounters in terms of problems ends up being sample volume. So we're almost always testing something inside of a 2-inch well. 4-inch wells, due to the large volume contained within the well screen, don't require much manipulation to maximize the sample volume. Usually there's an adequate amount of volume in a no-purge sampling device to use for the analysis. So what we end up doing is putting a 2-inch well inside with a 10-foot, 5-foot screen interval, and it serves 2 functions. Number one, it's real close to the door to the facility, so we can walk out and drop it in real quick. But more importantly, we can adjust it up and down to adjust the water table within the well. In other words, we can go from a 2-foot column of water to a 10-foot column of water just by either adding more casing or taking casing off. So this well gets a lot of work out. We're typically out here at least once a week experimenting with some type of sampling device. Now the second series of wells are over here, and we'll show you those and explain to you the purpose on those. Okay, over here what we did is took, and I might expand on that, that was drilled with a large diameter hollow stem auger, so was this group. But what we had is a large enough ID, about 12 inches, that we could install 3 2-inch wells, all identically installed to the same depth and the same well completion procedures. We had a little room left inside the augers, so we stuck down an 1.25 inch diameter well also, just to make up the difference. Now these 3 2-inch wells are identical, so the real purpose behind it was to test different sampling devices or sampling techniques side by side. In other words, we could deploy a HydraSleeve in one of these wells, a different type of sampler in the other well, and actually collect the samples simultaneously. Our future goal here in about the next 4 months is to determine whether a 2-inch HydraSleeve, a standard 650 mil unit, actually needs to sit in the well and let the well re-equilibrate a 2-inch well after it's been dropped in the well. So what we're going to be doing is side-by-sides in these wells, one of them dropped in and recovered immediately, just like on a fishing pole. The other one allowed to equilibrate for several weeks and then recover them simultaneously. So we'll keep you posted on the results of that as they come about. If you want to contact us, we can be contacted at info@hydrasleeve.com or at 800-996-2225. Thanks again.